Hello. It is a summer day. Well, it feels like a summer day. It's Labor Day weekend. It's Sunday. And got a new phone a while ago. I miss making up songs. I literally didn't make up songs all summer, really. Maybe one day. Maybe two. And I think songs are my therapy, so it's probably where my mental health low is mixed in with the whole doing a bunch of past songs, too. Oh, memory full. Well, that audio's probably fine. Let's just do that. I'm gonna leave the car running. I'm pulled over on the side of a farm road. It's like a dirt road. I don't want anyone to hit me. It's kind of swampy over there. Anyway, here we go. Oh yeah, this thing's been acting weird. Let's see if it works. There we go. Ooh, that's too loud. Okay, take two. so much less than they could be if I just let you in. If I stop waiting for you to say you're my friend. This used to really help in a very non-descriptive, non-linear, nonsensical way. Do you know that the years before I did the 365 challenge, I was writing hundreds of songs a year? I think trying to normalize and formalize your experience is dangerous. I think I decided that that was the year that that's what I did. I don't think I released any albums. Oh yeah, I did. I released the one in the weekend. Which was still kind of 365-ish. But it's like I decided this year was for releasing, and I took some bad advice I got forever ago. Someone who loves me said to me, maybe you've written enough songs and you should do something with them. And this world is just too sad for me, you know? To me, that's sad. If someone has to say to you in this sad of a world that the thing you love the most and enjoy doing and get the most out of and essentially can replace or supplement any sort of other therapeutic practices for you. If someone can say to you, why don't you stop doing that and do something with it? That's like saying, sorry for the really terrible equivalent, but I don't have children. It's like saying, here, you had 3 babies, now why don't you do something with them? Why don't you make them into what they should be, or make them into something, or make them successful, or make them... It's like, no, you had babies, cool, you created them, you love them, and you let them be. And if they want to be that, they'll be that. And I know songs don't have their own thoughts and feelings. What the hell am I on? I'm not on drugs. Like, I don't even take medication. Wait, I should probably. Whatever, I don't care. But I have had that experience before, like the songs that want to go be something, like I do end up putting them on an album. Like, I've gotten better at it, but it's just, this industry has kind of made me really sad and scared and lonely, and it's just gross. I don't know. I have so many friends releasing things all the time, and their stuff is good. None of them, I know like 2 people on labels. Maybe 5. Yeah, something like that. But only like 1 or 2 on like bigger labels that like help them tour the country or Europe or Japan. And most of us have an inferiority complex because we don't know why we're not being discovered either, or why our emails to labels aren't meaning anything. So like, please, person who loves me, who said that I should do something with my songs, like, it's just not how the world is. Like, I could stop writing and just be a business person, turning my therapy music into a business, but I'm sure they would just tell me all the things that are wrong with it and the ways to fix it, so more people will be willing to listen to it, or want to listen to it. Sorry, not willing. I just don't see how these are the two. They're not even, they're the most opposite things possible. One is I make stuff up and it makes me feel better, and the other is I work really hard to make it cleaner and palatable and polished so that other people can enjoy or experience it. And they're just not the same parts of my brain. They're not the same levels of enjoyment. Both are not equally healing. One involves putting a lot of hope in something that can't necessarily generate a return that would make you feel valued or valuable or valid. And so I feel like sometimes then it's better not to put the time into that so that you don't have that disappointment. I have done 2 records now that are very high quality, like in a studio, thousands and thousands of dollars. So if you want to look those up, they are Dubestein and Fogel. I mean, he didn't charge me for the editing work, but he should have. I feel like I back end owe him a solid $10,000. And I should have taken the blank check, well, $10,000 check somebody offered me back when I was living in Chicago. And I could have paid this producer. But anyway, so Dubestein and Fogel, that's at jessicafogel.bandcamp.com if you want to hear me studio sounding. Or the other one is my first one listed under Jessica and the Rainbow. It's called Catalysts. That was the only thing up here for years, and it just didn't do me any good just only having super polished stuff up and feeling quiet and invisible and afraid of all of you. It just doesn't help me to keep this all to myself. I would say the only thing it helps is that this is a very big heart process for me that helps me heal. And so there have been things that I was too afraid to share with people that this helped when I did it privately. And then when I started doing it publicly in the 365, I feel a little bit like what I was singing about or talking about changed a little because I wanted to be a little more vague. But if anything, that just brought me back to how I used to write when I was in high school, and I didn't want anyone to understand what I was talking about. So, like, whatever, who cares? Cryptic, it doesn't matter. To anyone younger than me or anyone starting on this path, just be you. There are so many possible tangents you can go down. There's so many ladders you can climb that aren't the ladder you're supposed to be on. I just found these old files that I made back in 2015 called Ukulele Talks. And I used to, while driving to a job that was working with a lot of high schoolers, and it was a very demanding job, a very emotional job for me to be around that many people who are struggling on a daily basis. And I started doing these little ukulele talks in my car to work. I had like a 15-minute drive, and I would just pick a topic. I'm trying to think what some of them were, like self-esteem, but more specific, like, I don't know. But I would just record these little imaginary, because I wasn't ever going to be confident enough to release them, I didn't think. I didn't do YouTube really back then. I would do like 3 videos a year at absolute most, and only doing a fundraiser, and always feel really embarrassed of them. But anyway, so I made these little recordings and imagined that I would do this show called Ukulele Talks someday. That would be like Mr. Rogers, but for like teenagers or adults, about like how to work through feelings and shit. Anyway, but now that I'm releasing all this lo-fi stuff, I might just put those up someday. And I meant to, like, I realized I was creating work for myself because I was recording the original inspiration, and then I would have had to either like write it out like a script and redo it and try to sound authentic and play ukulele while doing it. And I was like, this is never gonna work. So then I was like, oh, are these files even clean enough? Could I go back and just add some ukulele underneath, or could I just put a little thing at the beginning that's like ukulele talks, and then it just needs talking? I don't know. Could it be keyboard underneath them? Because that won't be so distracting. I have no idea. Anyway, I have like whole kids shows. I have like 3 different kids worlds, like whole universes already created with characters and everything. And I love making this stuff up. I love being creative, but like choosing which things to do and then investing the time and energy and money and business sense into it is where I pause. And I pause rightly so, because I hope people can see from my life that, like, if you're a creative person, putting all this stuff into the world is like insanely time consuming and not the part that brings you, I mean, it's not that it brings you no joy, it's just not the point of it. Like, that's not the thing that is fulfilling. At least not for me. So if other people love doing business stuff, cool, more power to you. I hope to like figure out an easier way to do it so I can bring more of these things out. Like, I was thinking maybe I need to focus on merch, and maybe I need to stop offering all handmade merch because that takes me so much time that then it's not cost effective. So like, maybe I need to, you know, use my resources that I have, like these great t-shirt companies and magnet printing companies and button companies, and just like focus on making some really cute merch and order it by the hundreds, and then like hope y'all buy it. I don't know what to do. I'm so broke. I teach a lot. I have a lot of students. I have like so many students, but independent taxes are hard. Independent healthcare is hard. Doing this much unpaid work in the world is hard. Releasing 12 albums for no reason. I think that's why I've been getting grumpier too, because I'm releasing albums, and this is the part of the songwriting that I don't even enjoy or get anything therapeutic out of. Like moments like this. Like, this is therapeutic for me. I just went like this to my own phone. Like, please remember what this is. I had a friend once tell me she thought I was an extrovert after seeing these, and I was like, no, I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to my own phone. This is like journaling. So I'm doing these because this helps me. This helps me. Making up songs, sharing them with you helps me. When I used to do them real privately, I would listen back to them. That's actually one of the few things that made me enjoy going to the gym, which I never go to anymore. But I would listen to and learn all my songs, the hundreds of things I had written that year, and kind of catalog them, categorize them. When I got home from the gym, I would type up some fake titles and then try to learn which ones I wanted to put on albums. And that's how I like sculpted these few albums that have been unreleased for forever. And now I'm doing all these other random lo-fi albums instead. I'm kind of exhausting myself. I'm trying to actually use this year. I don't want to commit to this. Never mind. I'm not going to tell you this. If I don't commit to it, then it won't be a failure if I don't do it. But I do have these big albums that I really want to do. It made me feel like there was a frog in my throat. That's a gross expression. I love frogs. I should show you my view. Or show you something around here. It's just cute and farmy. Farmy! Alright, well, that's a check-in video of sorts. I might start doing a lot more of these, because maybe these challenges were supposed to be cumulative, and maybe I was never supposed to let myself go so long with a dead phone that wouldn't hold a charge and wouldn't hold video. Probably should have gotten this one sooner. But if you watch these, thanks, sort of. I mean, I don't know what you're getting out of it. Please only watch these if you're getting something out of them. If you're not, please don't watch these. There was something else I was gonna say. It was related to what I'm gonna do. Go to the gym? Maybe I should. Trump got me all pissed off. And I'm like, never mind. That's a whole other topic. There was something else that I was gonna almost like commit to or admit to. And I don't remember which one it was. Work. Huh. Well, anyway. So that's why this year has sucked so far. Since April. From releasing all these albums. Because I have no creative outlet. I'm not letting myself make up songs. I'm not letting myself do check-in videos. I'm not letting myself write songs. I'm not even thinking of writing songs. That's how much releasing these songs is draining and depleting me. I am not even thinking about restoring myself by writing songs. And that hurts. Like, that's upsetting to me. Sorry, that face was kind of fake because I saw my own face in the screen and I was like, I didn't react enough. Let me react more. That was ridiculous. Oh my gosh, now I don't like this. I should turn this around so I can't see my face, but if I couldn't see my face, then I'd start getting really self-conscious, like of what I look like or how I'm coming off, and then I probably wouldn't be as honest. Well, now you know how narcissistic this is. I can literally see my own face. It's like I'm talking in the mirror. This is so lame. Or weird. I don't know. I hate the word weird. Can that just be out there? I feel like the last 6 months I've been trying to embrace the fact that I'm weird. And then finally at the end of this process, I was like, wait, I just don't like that word. I don't personally feel weird. If you think I'm weird, cool. Whatever. But I don't, in my bones and in my DNA, feel like a weird person. Even though I look around and I don't see most people doing anything like what I'm doing. And I don't think that's cool. I think that's horrendously unmarketable. But I don't feel weird. If anything, I keep looking around at the world and wondering why are so many people blocking themselves from doing the things they want to do. And I guess I know the answer because I used to do the same thing. So, oh. Anyway, hope you are having a lovely day. That's what I guess I have to say. I don't know. I feel compelled to say more, and that bothers me because I feel like it's been 22 minutes already. Maybe I should sing more. Ukulele talks. There was something I wanted to say. I almost want to stop it and then tell you, but then I'd have to do this all in my video editing software rather than just push upload when I get home on YouTube. Because it has to be like one solid video off my phone. If this thing had worked, I would have had to sync it all up on my video. I do not need more work right now. They're going to be super sloppy. Sloppier than the 365 was. Oh my gosh. All right. I don't know if this is what it was, but I've been really down lately. I'm having lots of microcosm experiences of what it felt like to be in 2010 and then in 2014 and release albums that I put a year's worth of work into and thousands of dollars and all my life force and all my hope and all my dreams of being a singer-songwriter and put all that into, and then, you know, having friends and family not even necessarily buy them. Some did. And I think Facebook and Instagram aren't the ideal marketing tools, and yet there's people like me in the world everywhere. Like, I just wouldn't even know where to begin. Like, who to contact, who the managers are, who the agents are. I'm getting old. Like, you just don't market me at this point. Like, my life is so weird now. So it's like I'm forcing myself to relive that feeling from those two albums that I put all that hope into that didn't pan out into any sort of career opportunities or gigs or shows, other than in 2015 or so I started making opportunities for myself, or 2016, that completely so. Like, we put on our own house shows, we contact our own places for booking, and maybe that's what all artists are doing, but like, I'm not appropriate for bars and restaurants. My stuff's too weird or too sad, and I don't know, maybe I just don't have the hustle. Like, rejection is like the hardest thing for me, and this year feels like getting excited, getting creative, releasing something, feeling discouraged, wondering if I'm bothering people, knowing I'm bothering people, knowing I'm confusing people, knowing I'm alienating people, knowing I'm making, the main thing is knowing I'm making people wonder, what is she doing this for? Knowing that some of the creative friends I have are deeply inspired because they tell me. And I think they've needed that to know that there aren't really rules and you can do what you want and create your own path. But simultaneously, as good as it feels to inspire them, it also just feels awful. And I'm the one who committed to it, and I'm the one who decided to do this, and blah, blah, blah. And the reasons I wanted to do it are valid, because it felt weird to be someone who's written thousands of songs. Like, that's not an exaggeration. And if you've written thousands of songs, why do you only have, like, 15 of them up on your Bandcamp? Like, that's what I was feeling. I think I had 12 songs on my Bandcamp. Granted, I had 2 albums under my old stuff from Chicago, but I wasn't promoting that because it still had songs from my, with poems, whatever. It's a long other reason. But that's still not, ratio-wise, that's not very much. Like, I didn't feel like I was living, when I saw people, you know, go through this reliable monetary process of, like, write 10 songs. So maybe they wrote 20 and cut 10, but still, you know, write 10 songs, record them really well in a studio, release them, share them, be their own manager or have a manager and book like crazy and tour, you know, even if it's just in their own state, like really, really push that album and sell copies and tell people I put a lot of work into this and will you please buy it? And like, I mean, I haven't made an album at that level since 2014, but that's only a few years ago. Like, I didn't do all that for that album. Like, I didn't know how, I didn't know where, I didn't know what, I didn't feel valid, my emails weren't responded to. I had no idea what I was doing. I think I tried to do it a little bit for Cloudlight too, and that was 1 year ago. And just, you know, mostly non-replies. And I guess, yeah, maybe this is why people pay PR people or pay marketing people or pay managers, agents, any of that. Or just focus only on sending to labels, and so that the label will do all that legwork for them. I don't know. A music business professional was just telling me, you know, that all of this is sounding like growth, like you've learned from your experiences and blah, blah, blah. And I was just, it's too long a story to get into here, but basically, after reading our back and forth and seeing our different approaches to music, I came away from it feeling like I don't know. I don't know that all this failure taught me anything. I mean, not the type of thing she was talking about. Like, now that I had such and such bad experiences, I know how to do it differently. It's like, no, I don't. You know, we all have different makeups and different DNA and different propensities, and like, maybe just too many bad things have happened to me in my life and my skin is so thin. I don't know, because I used to be a really confident kid, but this is getting real whiny and complaining. Sorry. I don't know what this is helping anymore. I guess if this helps you to know, A, you're not alone if you don't understand the music industry. B, I don't think there is much of a music industry. I think that most people who sound like me or sound like, you know, punk shows or basement shows or whatever, like, we drive around and play for gas money. Even those of us touring, we're just going to other people's houses or DIY spaces, maybe a cool bar that lets there be indie weird music. I've gotten paid anywhere from Yeah, I mean, I remember feeling grateful on the road when a place paid me $60. Like, I don't write the kind of music that gets these rates that these musicians talk about. Hundreds of dollars a night. Like, I do that. I get that if I prepare a bunch of cover songs, but then I might as well go back to like accompanying at a high school or at a theater company and like learning those kind of songs. Like, it's apples to oranges. And I don't know why Spotify and iTunes and all those places and all these major labels and indie labels too all seem to value this creative, weird, interesting, bizarro, floaty, transcendent, angelic, bizarre, weird music, even not even floaty and quiet, like Elvis Costello, like just weird stuff. There's all this weird stuff in the world. They might be giants. There's just weird things everywhere. But like for people who are writing things like that, who want to write things like that, who feel that pouring through them, or Joanna Newsom, Sufjan Stevens, like, how do those people, like, whatever, I don't know. It's not like those people can just go around to every brewery and restaurant and play a 3-hour gig for random patrons who would maybe rather there wasn't live music in the space, let alone weird live music, you know? Like, it's just, I don't know. I had friends who work in fundraising who told me the musicians need to be talking about this more and admitting this. Like, they didn't know when I was promoting all these shows with these beautiful posters, they didn't know that I was making $0, $20, maybe $50, or when I happened to sync up with a place doing a kind of singer-songwriter series, as much as, you know, $200, maybe. Like one gig I was offered $500, but it was to pull together a 5-piece, and we practiced a bunch, and then we performed. 5 people, 5-piece, 5, you know, lots of other musicians, and then giving them money. And so that's not making $500, that's becoming a small business manager for a mini improv band to come together, and at the end of all those rehearsals and typing all those chord sheets and printing everything, you know, maybe making $100 or $200 at most, buying my own music stands with that money so they'd all have ways to play. I mean, and I'm doing that again this month, and yeah, it's just, they're all things I want to be doing, but the workload to pay ratio is just so horrific in this field. It's basically unpaid, or almost unpaid, unless I were to like get into jazz or doing Billy Joel covers or something. I don't know. And it should be unpaid because I'm just putting weird crap in the world. So like, I'm not even saying pay me. But if you do like me, ooh, wait. I was maybe gonna go swimming, but I didn't have my swimsuit, and I'm wearing some Tom Waits thing that my friend Brandon made. But then I was like, what if I go swimming in my clothes? So I just grabbed extra clothes. But look, I have one with me. See, these are ways you can support weirdos like me. I make cute shirts. If you like me, you could just buy a shirt. And granted, I sell these for very little more than cost, but maybe I should stop doing that. But still, you know, if you rep me and then I get exposure and $3. This is depressing. Don't watch this. I don't know. Maybe I should be trying to get Spotify plays. Maybe I should just let my music all go on Spotify and then just leave it on all day on repeat. Just kidding. I don't know how that works, to be honest. I don't even know if I don't think I've ever gotten any money from Spotify. Or iTunes, now that I think. Maybe they don't have my right email. I don't know what's going on. But no, I think I just don't sell anything. It's depressing. I think this is depressing. Well, I guess that's to be expected because I've been depressed. So, anyway, I hope you're well. I hope your life is going well. I feel like my life is going well, if that makes any sense. I just feel like I'm not doing a very good job of managing my mental health lately. And the way I've always managed it was writing music. And instead of writing music, I've been producing already written music, including stuff up to 10 years old. And it's been making me feel like I'm trapped in a bubble of a particular time period and that I can't get out of it. And then that one gets done and I get out of that bubble, and then I immediately go right into another bubble of a different time period, and I'm never being now. Like, this is a very good book. I've read it 1.5 times. Half because I started it a second time and then just didn't really. But it, like, I get it. I need to be now. That's why the 365 worked a little better. But if I'm honest, I remember at least 100-day stretches at a time that were really awful at the 365 challenge, where I felt invisible and like I was bothering people. So maybe this is all just a problem with my own memory. Maybe it's always been awful. Maybe everything's always awful, and then it's also always good. This is my little button from when I was a kid. It says Jessica, and there's a literal rainbow right beneath it. And I didn't remember that I was surrounded by rainbows in my own name all the time as a kid. So I guess my childhood made my little band name or music name. This is not interesting, but anyway. Oh, I should do the thing. I was playing with some kids at Girls Rock Grand Rapids, and we realized that because I had a video where I was just like, so I was playing with this guy in my hand, and then I suddenly was like, "Hello, how are you? Are you doing good today? Yeah? Well, I hope you have a good day." It doesn't work as well like the second time, but oh, I have the one. Oh, I have Sushi Duck too. I don't even think you can legally just share your own stuffed animals without giving rights to the stuffed animal companies. I hate the world. That's so lame. Probably making that up. I should make my own stuffed animals again. Do you know I used to make stuffed animals? For the kids' album with my ex. But I don't own the rights to that anymore, so don't look it up. But I'll make my own stuffed animals. I'll get some of my kids' stories going. That's the thing! That was the thing that I was in the middle of sharing about. I think. Unless I finish sharing about that. Anyway, I have like 3 different kids' universes. Or teen I don't even know what they are. They're just weird. Not Adventure Time weird, although that would be so cool. I don't think I'm that weird. It'd be cool to be that weird. Just, I don't know what they are. They're not very educational. They're not very inspirational. No, they are inspirational. They're like for misfits, you know. Kid misfits. Kids fits. Whatever. Anyway. And then I can make stuffed animals of the characters for the stories, and then I can just act them out in their own little YouTube videos. Hello. And then I can get a bunch of 9-year-old followers. Brian thinks that's what I should do. No, he doesn't. He just thinks that's something I could do if I wanted to play with stuffed animals. Well, it's also something that the Girls Rock kids thought I should do. Alright, well, I'm going to stop doing this because I'm very confused what I'm doing and why. Sushi Duck got kind of dirty. You should see Sushi Duck without his sushi. Sorry, Sushi Duck. We turn it into a hat. We think that these little toys weren't selling well, and so this company decided to just wrap some sushi around them, or some seaweed, and then remarket it. That's my only, I don't know. Who knows if that's true. Ah, look at him. He's so cute. Ah. I have been watching a lot of Japanese reality TV lately, and that's a whole other story. Anyway, that's 40 minutes long. This new phone is not cutting me off, and that's not a good thing. I guess I've been really backed up. I hope you like my show. That isn't a show, but maybe someday I'll make a show. And then I hope you'll like that show, even if you don't like this show, because I wouldn't like this show. I'd be like, what is she still talking about? Alright, nice to see you. Even though I didn't have to see you, I just got to share with you, and you just laughed at me or made fun of me or whatever you do. Hopefully, this is my dream. Hopefully the people who get something out of this are watching it, And the people who don't, like, literally never visit this again. Like, just don't. Please, 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 please. If you do need to, like, just know that any mean comment you could say, I already know. Like, sure, of course, this is weird, this is dumb, why are you still talking? Why are you this? Why are you that? Like, why are you even doing this? I don't know. All my answers are probably I don't know, or because it helps me, or because I'm trying to become less afraid of the world. Maybe there's a reason I was afraid of the world and I should go back to that. I don't know. Whatever. Have a nice day. Bye.